Hello and welcome back to our channel. This is how we move the decimal, and in the video today I am photographing 200 slides of flowers and scenery. I do not have any of the slides at the end because I do not convert these. I don't look at them digitally. It's just not worth my time. When we finally got to the end of all the slides, I looked at the number that I digitally looked at, and it was over 5,000 slides. And that was just looking at them on the digital converter. That wasn't even the ones I've touched. So we are thinking that I've probably touched almost 10,000 slides in the past year and a half, which is crazy to think that we had that many slides sitting in our great room. I've had other people ask and send me messages. We do keep these climate controlled. They are not near a vent. They are not outside in a garage. They are not in a storage unit. They are stored in our house. They are climate controlled. And we do have a dehumidifier running in our house. So for those who have asked, yes. Now, do we store other stuff in our garage in non-climate controlled? 100%. If it doesn't need to be in climate controlled, it's not, because that's space that needs to be used for things. Collector books tend to be in climate controlled because we don't want to risk mold or smells or mildew smells, because sometimes we get the garage smell and we don't want that. I do keep moisture reducers in all the rooms, even the non-climate controlled stuff. So pulling moisture out of the air, making things a little more safe for all of the inventory I have. This is actually the third time I've recorded this video, because the first time it didn't record sound, and the second time I decided to have a huge coughing fit in the middle of it. So we'll try it again, and it'll either be more scattered or more put together. I haven't decided. I am currently at home waiting to go pick my kids up, so there is a bit of a time issue there. But I've also decided the only time I can voice over any videos is when my children are not in the house. I love them, but they are loud. I'm going to apologize because you may hear my cat. He is meowing to get into the garage because he feels he needs to go in there and hunt and eat all of the crickets. We are in the Midwest, and it is currently cricket season. They all hatch, they all go bonkers, they end up in your garages and stuff. They're really annoying, especially the ones that get stuck in your bedroom and you can't find them. But it is cricket season. They're everywhere. It's better than locust season. Locust season, we're seeing the shells everywhere now. But in the previous two recordings of this video, I talked about eBay YouTubers. And the reason I even thought of this topic was I was reading Reddit, the flipping subreddit, and they were talking about what YouTubers you still watch, what ones have changed since they started and may become more commercialized, or you're just, for some reason, you're just not into that anymore. It's turned you off for whatever reason. I will say I've gone through phases too, where anytime certain YouTubers would release a video, I would be on it and watching it within the first 24 hours. In general, I've become pretty burnt out on YouTube anyway. I've started watching more streaming services, less YouTube, which doesn't bode well, knowing that I'm also making YouTube videos. Please still watch my videos. But I also found that some of the YouTubers were either making me feel bad about myself, so I needed to step away, or I was not benefiting from watching their videos anymore. And I'm not going to call anybody out by name. I'm not going to do that. Again, for the 5 of you that watch my videos, I don't want to be that person's so-and-so's changed so much, I can't watch them anymore. I will say I was one of the die-hard Scavenger Life people, and I was so upset when they ended their podcast. I loved how they did their weekly rundowns. I loved that they weren't into wholesale. They were picking up stuff like I was picking up. They were from a rural area, different part of the country than me, but a rural area, so I related a lot to their finds. Not a lot of big cities around them. They did a lot of estate sales and auctions and stuff. So I really related to that, and I was sad when it stopped. And sometimes I even go back and listen to old episodes because it just makes me happy. But I've noticed myself, if a YouTuber starts trying to sell me a course or something, I've just stopped. It's almost an automatic turn off. I'm here for advice. I'm here for entertainment. And I think I've had to kind of change how I looked at YouTube too, as more of an entertainment thing, less of a learning platform. It's great to see what they pick up and what they sell, but can I really take what they sell if they sell it to a viewer? So I found myself very hesitant because I'd be like, oh, I made this much money this week, and this sold to a viewer, and this sold to a viewer, and this sold to a viewer, and thank you, and this sold to a viewer. So I found it very hard to take their advice if they're selling to their viewers because I don't have those viewers. Great for them to sell to their viewers. And awesome if you want to buy from your favorite eBay person. I have bought from people I've watched on YouTube before too. And I will say personally, one of the items I bought, I did regret when I got it because it just wasn't what I expected. But I didn't go on there and slam them. I didn't give them a bad review. I didn't comment negatively on their YouTube video or anything. I just chalked it up as a learning experience and didn't do it again. And I will say that was probably my last purchase I had made from a eBay YouTuber. A couple of them I have met in person at rallies. I went to the reseller rally when they had it in Chicago, and they're great people. So nothing against them as people. I just found myself very turned off to content. And one, I can't make the sales they're making. I'm not wholesaling. A lot of eBay YouTubers have started wholesaling, either using wholesale buyers or becoming wholesale sellers themselves. And that's not something I can do. I don't have the room for the inventory, and I don't have the capacity to go through it fast enough to make it profitable to me. The upfront cost is too much for the time it would take me to go through it. And so when they talk about wholesale and everything, I just can't. It's not my bag. So I found myself having to kind of branch out. I do follow a lot more on Instagram than I do on YouTube, and I found a lot of the information I'm getting on Instagram better. I've always loved, and I'm throwing out the YouTubers I love. I'm not going to throw out the ones that I've kind of gotten frustrated over, but I've always loved Ann Eckhart. And some people hate her, some people love her. I love watching her on Instagram. I like her Instagram content more than her YouTube content because I feel like I'm getting more knowledge that way, especially when she's been talking about Whatnot stuff. I've said in previous videos, I'm not going to sell on Whatnot. I don't have the time to do that. And for me to set aside hours in which I don't have a child, a cat, or a husband interrupting me, or a phone call, or, my 9-to-5 job, for me to set a time aside to do that, I don't have the ability to do that. Now, will I have the ability in a couple years when my youngest is older? Probably. But right now, the 4-year-old's super needy, so I don't have the ability to do that. But I still like the knowledge she has, and she goes to a lot of estate sales and talks about the figurines and stuff she gets from the estate sales. And she is Midwest like me, so a lot of our stuff is very similar to what she can pick up and what I can pick up. I'm not going to be able to drive to a Nike outlet. Ironically, the closest Nike outlet to me is another state or 6 hours away. So I don't have the ability to do that. I don't have access to do that. We do have a local Ross and TJ Maxx. I have access to that, but I've never had any luck buying something there and flipping it. I've had luck buying stuff there for myself. I just went shopping there last week and bought some really cute Halloween stuff, but that's not my thing. I'm not going to be able to do that, and I can't go consistently enough to do that. And we get you should niche down, you shouldn't be a jack of all trades, but honestly, being a jack of all trades has helped. Being a part-time reseller, I think it's beneficial to be a jack of all trades, because if you don't have access to something, you have something else to fall back on. So I don't, have access to a lot of name brand clothes, but I have estate sale stuff. So I can fall back on hard goods. I can fall back on clothes. That's what I think helps by being a jack of all trades versus niching down. So, what if I, not to throw out names, what if I niche down to just vintage t-shirts? I can find vintage t-shirts. I could not find them consistently though. I can find them once a week. Maybe I'll find one really good vintage t-shirt. But honestly, the clothing game is getting very expensive in my area, and hard goods are getting cheaper. And it ebbs and flows. So sometimes hard goods are more expensive and clothing is cheaper. Right now, clothing is more expensive. So I may focus more on hard goods. And since I didn't niche down, I have the ability to do that. I'm really hoping this is still recording my voice. I don't have to do this again because it is jumping around. And if I have to do it one more time, I may scream. But I can get my hands on Carhartt. I can get my hands on Levi's. Right now on eBay, though, they're not selling for a lot. Where last year they were selling pretty nicely. This year, I just offloaded a pair of jean shorts for $10 because they're not moving. And so things that were selling 6 months ago are not selling now. And things I found 6 months ago, I may not be able to find in the future. So being a jack of all trades has helped with that. The cat has moved himself upstairs, so if you hear him meow really close, it's because he's upstairs and super upset that the person with opposable thumbs is not opening the door for him. But thank you for watching my video. I hope you watch other videos, and I hope you stay for future videos.